captain Michael Hooper, and I'll leave it open for questions.
Is there anything positive you can take out of it, Michael?
Oh, I don't think it was that bad that it's to totally throw out. You know what I mean? I thought the first half was poor. Around just some of the edge that we showed, we just were very reactive in the first half, and we just didn't get our game into to flow around the ruck either. You know, we got out of shape. We couldn't get clean ruck ball. And then in the second half, once we sort of changed that, and we were able to get cleaner ruck ball, get some shape around our game, had some really good moments in the team. With that pass a little better aimed at the end, we would have been in front with 5 or 6 to go. You know, because Rob went on out to walk a few metres and he's going over to score. So no, it's not to throw out totally, that's for sure.
Were you surprised by the dropping that appeared to have on you in the scrum?
The what, sorry?
Were you surprised by the way England seemed to have the edge of the scrum this time?
Well, I don't know about surprise. You know that they're a strong scrum, obviously, and they've got a good reputation. So some scrums we weren't good enough, just out and out, and then some scrums were definitely open to interpretation. But because they have a good reputation, we have to improve ours if we're going to get the rub of the green on those interpretation calls.
Michael, how do you improve on the scrum before the World Cup?
We need to change some things. Because obviously what we're doing now is not conclusively working enough, so we need to change our technique, change our strategy. Perhaps we need to start doing a bit more wheeling or something, because that seems to be accepted. So we've got to start to go against the wheels that are coming at us, and perhaps we're just a little bit too honest maybe in the scrum.
What about personnel? You've obviously got options back home as well.
Yeah, there's some personnel we're going to look at as well for sure. You know, I think that was going to happen before today, because we need to have strong competition for places there to drive up the quality. So the lads are well aware of that, and I've spoken to them in the past as well.
Michael, 3 games and 3 losses. You're always in it to the end. What's holding the Wallabies back, and why can't you close out and win these tight games?
Yeah, it's a pattern I've seen before. Right, in teams I've been involved with, when we're turning things around and changing shape of the game, the attack game and the defensive game, which I think the defence has really been coming along as well. I think that there's a certain amount of self-belief around the team probably just doesn't believe in itself enough as yet. You know, have to just keep drilling it and doing it to be able to say, yeah, I can go and finish this and do it. And there's a lot of change that's been undertaken in this trip, and you know, I suppose I've had the experience of being in this situation before, not at an international level obviously, but being in this situation before when change is happening, and I definitely believe in the way it's headed, so there's not going to be any panic from our end.
Do you have enough time to put that right and the scrum right before the World Cup?
Going to have to. There's no choice in the matter.
Michael, it's been a very long season. I think the Wallabies have probably played more games this season than years previous. Did the boys seem tired because you emptied the bench quite early, second half?
I reacted to what I thought was happening in the game, not because of fatigue. Of course, there's been a lot of mental and physical stress on the team. You know, I think you have to be naive or dreaming not to admit that. And the fact that we've played the 5 games in this window after the Rugby Championship has been difficult for the lads. But that's the preparation we make, and we've trained hard on this tour, where we set out I suppose a plan that would show the guys what's coming going forward. So yes, perhaps that may have run us a touch short, but really at the end of the day, you know, like I said before, 5 minutes, 7 minutes to go, 1 pass, that pass goes to hand, we're in front with 7 to go, you know. So yeah, we can say we are, but the reality is not enough to lose.
What do you make of the Northern Hemisphere Challenge 10 months out from the World Cup? I think it's growing in impetus.
Oh, well, I think what it is definitely contradictory to the Southern Hemispheres. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to start to learn, because of the teams that are in our group in particular, if we just focus on that, we've got to start to learn about dealing with the scrum, dealing with bombs, you know what I mean? Which we've got, that high kick stuff, I'm alright with that. I know that we've got something that we're going to be adding on further down the track, so we're comfortable enough with dealing with that. And the mauling stuff and all that. And what we need to do, I suppose, is the rugby championship to make sure that we show that we've improved in those areas, because that's going to be the only chance to, I suppose, influence the impression about the team.
You said you don't think games have a bearing on future games, but is today a good lesson you can take into next year?
Every game that you win or lose is always something that you take from it going into the next time you play a team. Now, I've never played any of these teams, you know what I mean, as a coach, so I'm learning on the job, there's no doubt about that. But I think there's some clear messages for us that we need to sort out, and I think if we do that, we're going to be well and truly competitive.
And Bernard Foley, was that an injury?
Yeah, he wasn't injured enough to take him off, no. I just thought it was the right time to make a change, freshen up in the halves. Quade had grown as the tour's gone on around his fitness as well. So, Bernard's had a massive year. He's played every, game for the Waratahs nearly every minute, and then into the Australian series he's done nearly the same. And he's had a massive year, as has Nick Phipps, and just thought that freshness off the bench early in the game with quality players could help us.
Michael, tour's over, season's over. What should the expectations of the nation be now, 10 months out from the World Cup?
I think the expectation is that they should know that we're going to be, we've identified, we are not naive of the areas that we need to improve. I think we've improved a lot of things on this tour around the way we're playing the game and the physical nature of the way we're playing the game, but we're also not naive of the facts, of the things that we need to improve, and that we're going to take the steps to address that.
Michael, obviously you've only had the last 5 weeks with the team, but so what's the next step in improving the Wallabies?
Obviously the players are all going back to the Super Rugby teams now for a block until probably end of June, early July, according to how far the teams get in the final series. But there's going to have to be a continuous, I really am just developing that now as I go, because I haven't had the chance to set that up beforehand and the time in relation to when I was brought in. But just a plan around how we can maintain some continuity with the players for issues within the team, both on and off the field, about developing that, growing that stuff and keeping that continuity going through till the next time we get together as a whole group, which will be the Rugby Championship.
Every other coach on this, in this November series knew they'd be coaching with their national side from a fair way out. Obviously, this sort of thrust upon you. I mean, what have these past few weeks been like personally for you? Yeah,
it's been a great learning experience as well. I've got to know the players that are, 2/3 of the squad I would never have met before I came. So I've got to build relationships with those, and they're important relationships between coach and player. And I've also seen the positives and the negatives of the environment and what needs to be changed, or the organisation and what needs to be changed there as well.
Hoops, what's the feeling in the dressing room at the moment after the end of a long tour like that?
Oh, it sucks, really. To walk in, to have that feeling on the field, knowing that we got close was really disappointing. There's opportunities we left out there, multiple opportunities, and I don't think we can put ourselves in a position every week to not start well and then have to try and catch up. And there was a good point made in the change room that at this level you've got to, at some point, learn to start games better, and we're not doing that at the moment, so that, along with other things, is something we can improve.
Do you think there's scope for improvement, Hoops? Like, are there signs there that you're going to get better, or is it tough to see a way out?
Yeah, I guess it's frustrating when you see sometimes how easily we can get over the try line, and then it takes 50 minutes to get that way. Why can't that be in the 20 minutes? Obviously, the opposition's going to be fitter, better, more alert. However, we're in the same situation, so it'd be nice to be able to start a game pressuring the line so well, and not wait to get a rocket to be that way.
Michael, can you just describe the emotion when the tribute to Philip Hughes on the field there at the beginning?
Yeah, it was obviously a very sombre mood throughout the week when we found out about that, but through being involved in social media, and I know a lot of the guys seeing how many tributes are flowing in for Philip Hughes and his family and the Aussie cricket team, and to see a world away how much respect the guy's gotten and how many people have cared about it's fantastic. So yeah, it was a different experience to be part of, and a special one.
Hoops, the scrum, you're obviously out there and involved in it. Can you feel it going wrong when the pressure starts coming through, or what's your take on that situation?
You're not feeling it going wrong. You're not standing there going, oh no, we're going to lose this game. I mean, for the last 3 weeks, we've been in a position to win it, and there's been a knock on, in France, or drop ball in Ireland there, and then that one out wide on the weekend, throw straight into touch when we've got opportunity. So you're not feeling it going wrong. The positive, one thing that we can take out of it is we've been extremely close. We've been with a chance to win. It's just too late. It'd be nice to actually start a game and then maintain the lead, and that's what we're going to have to start getting better at.
What about the scrums? You're obviously out there and can see what's going on. Is there a lot of work to do there, and what's the way forward? Yeah, I mean, like Mike said, there's going to have to be changes made there in the way we scrummage. It's not going to be a way forward for us at the moment the way we are going. That's evident. So we need to be well improved there come this time next year, or the next time we step out on the field, this field.
Michael, Hoops, I mean, I know you're on the side of the scrum, not on the front row, but when you get a scrum in that position, right on your own line, is the mental thoughts that are going through your mind, are they different to a scrum in the centre of the field?
As a back rower or as a
fullback? I think the whole scrum. I mean, you're part of the scrum.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can talk on my behalf, and that is you've got to give a good amount of weight to the scrum, because teams over here want to try and get a pushover try, they want to try and get another penalty, they want to get you pressured in the scrum. So you've got to give extra weight, you've got to be thinking that way, but then it's a tough position to be in when you know that you're a critical link if the ball does go out, so you've got to be on your toes. But I think the big learn for us as a back row this trip is how much importance is placed upon a scrum.
But do you think the scrum as a whole has a bit of a mental issue about when they get into that zone where you do have so many problems?
The way I'd like to see it would be a scrum that's dominant across the whole field, not just when we're under the pump, not just when we're 5 metres out from their line or our line. I'd like to have a scrum as a weapon, a scrum that you can go out on the field and the opposition is nervous of, and something like that. And that takes a while to build. We're far from it at the moment, but we've definitely got a chance to develop that. In guys at Super Rugby level, individually, and then come the Rugby Championship next year.
Was there an instant after Ben Morgan's second try you appeared to be speaking to the referee about sportsmanship or something like that? Was that the case?
Oh, I don't remember that. No. That was a good pushover try by them. Good scrum. They beat us. Yeah.
2 more questions. If we've got any left.
How's the weighted responsibility of captaincy affected your personal development in the team?
Oh, it's been a massive learning curve for me. I've learned a hell of a lot in the role this year, and it's been an enjoyable one. There's been ups and downs, and it's certainly one that throughout this break you can reflect on a little bit and take learns from that. So yeah, I haven't really had a chance to sit back. The year's been so chock-a-block. You're just moving week to week, and certainly that's been a focus this trip, is to take little bits from the weekend, but then focus straight to the next weekend. Who you've got, how you want to get guys prepared for that. So new challenge, obviously. Different setups throughout the year with staff and things like that. But I'm happy with how, as a leadership group, we've handled things this year.
All right. Thanks very much.